feels like there's this whole stigma that when you turn 30, that you are now just labeled old and you are no longer in your peak of your life. When you are in your 20s, mid 20s, low 20s, that's when people think that you are at your peak of where you should be in your life. But I beg to differ. I really do think that when you are in your 30s, that's where your actual true peak is. Let me tell you, like, I feel after I turned 30, my world just like flipped upside down in terms of I was actually finally living my life. For I would say a good part of or majority of my 20s, I felt like I was just living on the sidelines. Honestly, I felt like I was just kind of coasting and just doing anything and whatever. And not to say that that's a bad thing. I think in your 20s, you should just be using that time to explore who you are, really figure out what you like to do and the things that you love and pursue certain passions and take more risk. And if you're in your 20s right now and you're listening to this, I highly encourage it. And when you hit your 30s, there is still so much more life to live. Like, yeah, I still think even in my 30s, I feel like I'm young. I just turned 31 last December, just like the other month. And man, like my first year of being in my 30s felt incredible. It was so life-changing in the fact that I started making content, okay? I started doing personal branding. I started finally living out things that I dreamed of doing for all my 20s. And not only that, I'm getting back into the best physical shape of my life. Like for the past probably 6, 7 months, I've been working with a personal trainer and I've dropped probably 20 pounds. And I'm working towards losing another 25 so that the next anime convention I go to, I'm gonna do Toji. I'm gonna be as fit as I can be, and I'm actually gonna do like a solid cosplay where I don't look like I'm just when you see some cosplayers where it just feels like, like the build isn't quite there or like it just feels off. And no shame to those people who are doing cosplays like that. Like for me personally, I just want to do a cosplay where I look the part and I look good and I feel good and I'm confident. So I want to be able to do that. And you know, I I think about it, I was so complacent in my 20s in the fact that I kind of just settled for what I had. And even though I knew I had dreams of doing more, it was like I was too afraid. I was scared of, even though I didn't want to admit it, I was scared of others' opinions. And it's crazy because it's like that's like one of the main points of why people struggle to get started living the life on their terms, right? And pursuing dreams and their goals. It's because they're scared of what other people think, of their other opinions. And you might hear that time and time again, but it's true. And like I didn't even know that until like until years later after hitting my 30s that I was actually scared of other people's opinions. Um Not only that, I was just scared to really do the work. I was scared of hard work. I I think a lot of the times in my 20s I settled for just what's good enough and just barely doing the minimum or doing just the minimum and not pursuing more. And so I just feel so incredibly grateful that in my 30s now, life is changing a lot. I was able to grow in my career. In my previous job, I got to a team lead position as a video team leader. And not only that, then I moved into another job, a better paying job, a lot more stable. And now, this year, me and my fiance were finally getting married. Like that's a huge, huge milestone in our relationship because we've been together for like 15 years. And so we wouldn't have been able to get there to where we are now without having to grow through our 20s and find stability in our 30s. And I think that's also what comes with your 30s. There's some stability that you find within yourself, both like in your career, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Um, Even though I feel like I'm still figuring things out, like on a day to day basis, there's still so much I have yet to learn. But I feel like because of all my experience in my 20s, I can utilize everything that I've learned in there and then just really go, go, go and apply now in my 30s. So if you're in your 30s right now and you feel like it's just way too late to even get started, no, this is the perfect time to get started. Imagine, okay, look at yourself 20 or look at yourself 10 years ago, right? Where were you in your mid 20s or early 20s 10 years ago compared to where you are now and how much you've learned now? It's like there's a massive difference. There's so much life that you've experienced and you have so much to share because you are in your 30s now. Oh man. So just think about it. And if you're wondering why I'm also sitting sideways, it is because I'm icing my knee. Okay. I'm in my 30s, yes. And so my body isn't the same way it used to be. I have jumper's knee now and I'm trying to fix it. But playing volleyball every single week for this new season is not helping, but I'm taking steps and I'm doing like knee rehab exercises, yada yada. That's just how it is, okay? One day you'll jump and then all of a sudden your knee is shot for some odd reason. And today during the game, I was feeling good. I warmed up good. I jumped. I guess I landed funny on a block and then my knee just was in pain. And I was like, crap. All right. So don't be discouraged. Don't feel like it's too late for you to pursue your dreams. Like there are people who are even in their 40s have figured out who they are because of all the things that they did in the years prior, right? Some people even start their business when they're 40. Some people find success when they're 40. It's like you have so much more of your life to live. Don't feel like it's ending already, that you've hit your peak. I feel like I'm going to be reaching a new peak this year. Like there's so many, I'm looking forward to so many things. Like if I stay consistent this year for the next 6 months in my fitness goals, I feel like I can hit the best physique I've ever hit since I was 18. And when I was 18, I was like 180 pounds. Now I'm like 225. I ballooned up to like 248 last year because I took a break from the gym for like 6 months and yeah. So I had to get that back on track. Embrace who you are right now. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process of what you're going through as an individual person. You know, don't be afraid to experiment the things that you love to do. Like I love volleyball, so I got back into volleyball. I love boxing. I started doing boxing in my spare time, not in like an actual class, but there's a gym nearby that I get to hit a bag in. And so I'm reintroducing all these things that I just didn't fulfill in my 20s that I regret not doing in my 20s, and I'm doing them now. I'm starting to take action now, and I think that's truly the most important part is that you start now, you know? You feel like you've lost all this time? Well, start now. Check out my socks. I'm 30 and look at my socks. I'm wearing Naruto socks. I wore this to the volleyball game because I thought it was really cool. See, enjoy your things, man. You're in your 30s. It's all good. Just be passionate about the things that you love. Don't be afraid to show your true self and who you really are as a person and an individual. So, yeah, I hope this helps you. I hope if you're in your 30s right now and you're hearing this, that it encourages you. If you're in your 20s and you think that you've already hit your peak, let me tell you, you're about to hit a new peak in your 30s. Don't be afraid of your 30s. Your 30s are just going to be so incredible. As long as you allow yourself to grow and to keep growing and to keep learning and to keep experiencing new life things. My current goal in my 30s is to travel more. I want to travel more. I haven't traveled outside my country. I've only traveled to the US. I'm in Canada and I want to go to Japan. That is my bucket list goal in my 30s, is to go to Japan. It's my lifelong dream to go to Japan. And with that, I'm going to end it there. All right, cousin, stay blessed. This is day 6, I think. This is day 6. Day 6 of the 75 Heart Challenge. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.